You are welcome to the Messiah Revelation channel, which is an end time channel. Today, our message is dedicated to the Hebrew Israelites, those who are scattered over the world and are waiting for the arrival of the Messiah to gather them from the four corners of the earth. Our message is dedicated to the Hebrew Israelites, their vindication. They have been vindicated. If you go to the United States and other parts of the world, even within Israel itself, there are a group of black men and women, and they are Hebrew Israelites, and they are the scattered children of the Most High. They are in all the four corners of the earth. They are waiting for the Messiah. Nobody wants to hear their story, and because they know that their story is true. And one way of distorting history is pretending to be ignorant. And the world has been ignorant for a long time. But the children of God are not asleep. The children of Jacob, the Hebrew Israelites, are not asleep. They were awake as far as the year 1896. They were awake even when they were still under captivity. Of course, the children of Jacob were not asleep when they were in captivity in Assyria. They were not asleep when they were in captivity in Babylon. They were awake when they were in Egypt. And so in 1896, the children of Jacob were still awoke. They were still living. They are living with the memory of their identity. So in 1896, there was a man, William Crowdy, a former slave in the United States. And he led a movement, the Hebrew Israelite movement, claiming that those who were shipped to the United States were the true children of Jacob. How can you believe a slave? He had no power. He was just a slave. And what his master said was the truth. It was not what he said. And so nobody listened to him. That was 1896. The children of Jacob were still awoke. They were not asleep. They were still living with memories of their identity in their heads. And that was William Crowdy. His movement was suppressed. And the world waited. 1948 came, or that we saw was a group of diplomats, politicians, financiers coming together to establish a state, and they used the media that they control. They used the parliaments that they controlled. They used the law that they engineered to proclaim a state for Jews in 1948. We're talking about 1948. And at that time, the true children of Jacob, they were still alive, but they were hidden. And they are still hidden in all the four corners of the earth. And people came and took their place. The identity was switched. And it's like going to the hospital. You have a baby, and the nurse switches your baby and give you a different baby. Probably you had twins, but they gave you only one boy because somebody has switched positions and somebody had changed your destiny. Somebody had written your history. And that's the history of the Hebrew Israelites. 1948, they saw a state being established politically by the powers that be through the Balfour Declaration of 1948. And people saw it, and there were men who were bold enough to speak for the Hebrew Israelites. And that was 1948. They knew that what was done was not wrong. They saw theft in daylight. They saw the use of power to write the narratives of some people and to suppress the history of other people. And there was a man called Gamal Abdel Nasser. He was the president of Egypt at that time. And he saw history being rewritten, and he saw dispossession, and he saw injustice. And so he said that you would not recognize the state, the 1948 state, created through the Balfour Declaration. And his argument was that the people who are called Jews, they left Israel as black men and women, but they came as white men and women. So it was a sarcasm, it was a mockery, because Gamal Abdel Nasser was aware the history of the true children of Jacob, and he knew they were black men and black women. And so he would have expected that those who came to claim the land would be black men and women. So he knew what was going on. He knew that somebody's identity has been changed. He saw an identity theft. But the true children of Jacob, they are still alive. They are still awakened. They are awoke. They are not asleep. Their eyes are open. There is temporary blindness, but it is a prophecy that the blindness of Israel will occur until the time of the Gentiles are up. And the Hebrew Israelites are still around. They are walking on the streets in Chicago, in Baltimore, in New York City, and other places, and even in Israel, in Dimona, Israel. They are still around, and they know that one day somebody will speak for them. They are waiting for the Messiah, and all of a sudden, their claim has been vindicated by no other person but Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, who came out. He agreed that the votes containing the icons of the Bible should be open, and so that everybody will know the truth. And he made a statement. The statement is that the Jesus of the Bible, the Messiah, was a black man, and based upon the icons that they have. And so all of a while, since the year 1896, since the days of William Crowdy, the world refused to recognize the true children of Jacob. 1896, 1948, 2024, now the Hebrew Israelites are vindicated. And the vindication, the confirmation is coming from a world leader, a statesman, Vladimir Putin. In the 1950s, it was Gamal Abdel Nasser who was speaking for them that they are the true children of Jacob and the land belongs to them. That was the 1950s, 1960s. But today, they have gotten a better advocate who is even saying more than what Gamal Abdel Nasser said. Vladimir Putin is saying that the Messiah was a black man. Jesus was a black man. And he's saying this based upon the information that he has, the information that Russia as a nation has. And so the black Hebrew Israelites, they are vindicated. Unfortunately, I'm using the word black because I'm doing it purposely to identify the negroes who are the true children of Jacob who are scattered all over the world. Something happened. So we have to look at history and see what happened. And we can do it through reflecting on the history of intellectual theft, the history of distortions. And here we are looking at the book written by John Johnson. The title is The Black Biblical Heritage. John Johnson, an African American, writing about the biblical characters in the Bible. He wrote this book a long time ago, but later on, he has been vindicated because Putin just came out and told the whole world that the characters in the Bible who are revered, the prophets, talking about Moses, talking about John the Baptist, talking about the apostles, and talking about the Messiah himself, they were all black men, based upon the icons that are in Russia. The icons in Russia are the largest, the votes are the largest, the most important collection in the world. Some of them are not around, but a lot have been, were kept to last unto this day, the day of the awakening of the Hebrew Israelites. And we have to look at what they did to the history of the Hebrew Israelites. So I'm reading from the back cover of the book, The Black Biblical Heritage, written by John Johnson. In 380, when Rome was just adopting Christian doctrine, thousands of books, portraits, and sacred icons portraying the traditional belief that Africa developed the early fundamentals of Judaism and Christianity were banned, desecrated, and hidden throughout the empire. Only recently, following the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls of Palestine in 1947 and the tablets of Elba, Syria in 1975, have theologians reluctantly acknowledged the ancestral facts pertaining to Africa and the Bible. There has been an obsession to replace the Jesus of Israel with the one Italy presented to the Northern Hemisphere. So a researcher of international repute is not a fake historian, he's a researcher. He looked at so many icons. He looked at so many documents and he concluded that, number one, 300 years in AD 300, when Rome was just adopting Christian doctrine, it means that Rome was adopting Christianity way, way, way after the Messiah had come and gone. In AD 300, that's when Rome was adopting Christianity. And it was known at that time, the traditional belief was that Christianity originated in Africa. And so Rome had to do something quickly. And the author is saying what they did. The monuments, the books, the information, they were burned. If you burn something, you are destroying it forever and ever. Some were desecrated. If you desecrated, if you desecrate something, you are distorting it. For example, if you go to the museum in Egypt and you see nooses of pharaohs, they are broken, that is desecration. They did it intentionally to hide the fact that the pharaohs were black men. That is desecration. And some of the information was also hidden throughout the Roman Empire. And the information is still hidden throughout the Roman Empire. And when we're talking about the Roman Empire, we are talking about the nations that rose out of the ruins of Rome. We're talking about the new European kingdom. We are talking about Europe. We are talking about the so-called Western Christian Empire, the new Roman Empire. The information is hidden. Information about the children of Jacob are still hidden. They are hidden in museums. They are hidden in libraries. They are hidden under somebody's desk. And they are doing it purposely with the intent to distort history. And that's what they have done. But luckily, the information was not banned in Russia. It was not desecrated in Russia. It was hidden. It was kept. But now somebody decides that enough is enough. The information needs to come out. And so Putin comes out and he makes a decree. The same way King Cyrus of Persia made the decree to help the Israelites. Putin makes a decree that enough is enough. The truth has to come out. The icons in Russia need to be revealed to the public. And Putin made an announcement. Yes, the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, he was a black man. And Russia is going to be guided by a black Messiah. They have accepted the color of the skin of the Messiah, who he was. And so the black Hebrews, if we will call them black Hebrews, I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelites, they have been vindicated. All along, they were saying the same thing that Putin is saying. They were saying that they are the true Hebrews. And they were not able to prove, quote unquote, prove that the Messiah was a black man. They said it, but people did not believe in what they were saying. But now, somebody who is more powerful than the Hebrew Israelites, somebody who probably is more credible, he has come out. He's a president of the most powerful nation on earth. I'm talking about the nation that possesses the largest number of nuclear weapons in the world. I'm talking about the nation that has the largest land mass in the world. I'm talking about the nation that has a lot of natural resources. I'm talking about Vladimir Putin, and I'm talking about his country, Russia. Putin was a KGB agent, and don't underrate him. And I believe he has access to documents, secret documents. And so when, as a president of Russia, he comes out to say that he has information, and the information is clear that Jesus Christ was a black man, you need to believe him. He has outwitted the popes. He has outwitted the presidents. He has outwitted the pastors, the bishops, and the archbishops. And he is leading the world evangelism. He's doing the preaching, and he's working for the Hebrew Israelites. And he has made the work of the Hebrew Israelite very easy, because Putin is saying that the Messiah was a black man. The same thing that Hebrew Israelites were saying all along. Of course, the same thing that William Craddy was saying in 1896. It's the same thing. So the Hebrew Israelites are now vindicated. Their work is easier. They are the descendants of the tribe of Jacob. And they now can rest comfortably that the Messiah, Yeshua, was a black man. And so when they preach, and they now can rely on reliable information, they are emboldened by this revelation. And so at last, the truth has come out. The Hebrew Israelites, they are vindicated. Whoever defamed them as a court must be ashamed. Whoever did not believe in the message that they proclaim must be ashamed now. The truth is out, and the truth came from the mouth of a true witness, a KGB agent who later became the president of Russia. And now he has access to information, and he has let the cat out of the bag, and he's saying the Messiah was a black man. And this information has been suppressed throughout history. And within Hebrew Israelites communities in the United States, it was official American policy to infiltrate the movement and to destroy them by any means necessary. And that was the policy initiated by Elijah Hoover, who was the director of the FBI. He was a Freemason, and he used the Freemason to entrench his position and also to infiltrate the black Hebrew Israelites movement. What was his intention? His intention was to prevent the rise of a black Messiah. He's talking about a black man, a man who will come out of the negroes to awaken the negroes about their true identity and to uplift them and to liberate them from mental slavery and mental torture. But now the Hebrew Israelites, they must rest assured that the Messiah that they are waiting for, he came already. He's coming again, and he was a black man. He's coming the second time, and the Hebrew Israelites must be aware the reason why the Messiah is coming the second time. He's coming for judgment. He's going to judge his enemies. And scripture is very clear. He will judge those who oppressed the children of Jacob, the children of Judah. And he's coming to gather the outcasts of Israel and the dispersed of Judah. So you need to comfort yourself with the confirmation from Vladimir Putin. Your Messiah came already. He's coming again. But there are some people who still believe that they are the chosen of God and they are the true the true heirs to the land created by the politics of 1948. They too, they are waiting for their Messiah. But I don't think it's the black Messiah that came the first time. I don't think they are waiting for the Messiah who is coming the second time. The Messiah cannot change his color. He cannot change the color of his skin. He came to the world, and the world knows who he is. Of course, the icons depict his true identity. And Putin has confirmed that the Messiah was a black man. And so the Hebrew Israelite has been vindicated. And so you need to rest. If anybody challenges you, you just laugh. Continue having hope and faith in the Messiah who is coming. I'm talking about the black Messiah who came the first time. You have to remember, though, that the Lord has to be worshipped in truth, in spirit and in truth. And this is the kind of worshiper that the Lord is looking for. So this is good tidings for you to know. It's good news for you to know that Putin himself has come out openly to confirm that the Messiah was a black man. So all that you have been preaching on the streets in New York City, in Chicago, in Alabama and other places are true. And those who call you a cult, probably they are the cult themselves. Now the truth has come out. And so you need to be comfortable, and you need to relax, because somebody is doing your evangelism for you, and Putin is doing your job for you. He's doing the evangelism, and he's not doing it on his own accord. In the last days, stones and trees will proclaim the gospel of Elohim, and men and women, and they will come to know the true identity of the children of Jacob. And I believe that following the declaration and confirmation by Vladimir Putin, the world will know who the true children of Jacob are. Now that they know the Messiah was a black man, I believe that they will be more comfortable to accept the message of truth. It will hurt a little, but at least I hope they will be inoculated with the syringe of truth, and they will hear the truth, and the truth will set them free. And so I'm glad that Hebrew Israelite has been vindicated. Your message has been confirmed. Not only are you black men and women who are children of Jacob, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Messiah was a black man. He was a Negro, and it has been confirmed. It has confirmed the writings of John Johnson, who researched about the black biblical heritage. And so this book has also been confirmed. Your story has been confirmed. It is not those who have power who have monopoly over the truth. It is those who the truth has been written about them, and they control history. And the history is for the children of Jacob, wherever they are. They are standing in the promises of Elohim. They are standing in promise. They are people of promise, and nobody can take away their promise from them. They will try, but even the heathen will come and fight for them. The Gentiles will fight for them. And a Gentile leader, Vladimir Putin, is proclaiming the message on their behalf that the Messiah, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, was a black man. Thank you for watching this video.